Okay.
Vehicle engineering.
How you doing,
manager.
Derek?
Okay.
Pleasure to meet you.
So, likewise, thanks.
They would like kind of like a little walk around of the GT350 of the stuff that you've done on it. Now I'm the marketing weasel, so like I could be making stuff up, but Derek's the actual engineer, vehicle engineering.
All right.
Who actually developed the stuff on there. So
okay.
So I think. So I mean, if we start, with the back, I think,
that's like the main.
Yeah, so as Carl mentioned, we call it the swing.
Yeah.
So it's a spoiler and a wing.
Okay.
Right. So the 18 cars have a rigid spoiler, no airflow under the wing.
Yes.
So this allows air to go below and also above, and then we have this optional gurney flap that comes with the handling package. So if you're familiar, right?
Yep.
Gurney, Dan Gurney, right? It's obviously it's higher in the air, creates the air catches here, creates a lot more downforce in the rear.
How'd you guys come up with that? I have an 18.
Yeah.
And one of the things is, almost every spoiler, like what was the ingenuity? Like how did that come about?
We did that on primarily through GT500. This is the same part that's on the GT500.
Gotcha.
And we spent a lot of time in the.
That's on a base model.
The base.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we spent a lot of time in the wind tunnel.
Gotcha.
What we found is we're trying to find that right balance between slipperiness, so you can capture the high speed and speed down the straight, versus downforce going through the turns. As Carl said earlier, right? How do you get into the turn and out of the turn the fastest way? So what we found is we needed to settle the car down. We put a lot more downforce in the back of the car. We offset it a little bit in the front. So if you recall, the GT350R has a very big hoop spoiler.
Yes.
Creates a lot of downforce. So we actually adopted in the front of the car. So flow through the grille is good and bad. It's good because it cools the car, right? But it's also bad because it's creating some front end lift. So we modified the front end opening up here, where she lowered this surface down a little. If you can see it, it's a big grille.
Oh wow, yeah.
But the opening is only a certain size. So we actually lowered this down to where it is today on the GT350R, and it reduces front lift.
Okay, I see.
So now we're starting to get a good aero balance in the car. As we do that, the next step is the tires, right? So
yes.
You can talk to our friends from Michelin. Right, we went to the Cup 2 tires. So the previous generation 18 car has PS Sports, PS4S tires. These are the next iteration of these. They're not quite to the GT350R tire, which is a very race-oriented tire.
Sure.
This is kind of in between the two, but you get a lot more grip. So now we have a lot more lateral and longitudinal grip. We have more aero in the back. Now we have a lot more capability in the car. So what we did is we softened the rear springs, we actually stiffened the front, put a bigger stabilizer bar in the rear, and that allows us to put the power down. So now, as Carl said earlier, we got to get the car out of the corners faster. So we're able to put the power down better with the tires and the suspension tuning. We've then retuned the Magna Ride to allow for that.
Oh, you retuned the Magna Ride, okay.
Allow those changes. We also retuned the brakes. So because we have a lot more grip in the rear, we're going to let the rear do a little bit more work going into a corner. So we're moving some of that braking to the rear. Now, you're thinking, well, I don't want brakes in the rear when I'm turning in because the car will slide, right? So we've retuned that ABS software to measure what the longitudinal is, what the lateral, what kind of roll, what kind of slip we're having. We're allowing you to get a little bit of slip, so now you can use the brakes to kind of drive yourself into that corner and allow you to rotate the car as you're driving into the corner.
So a lot more aero and suspension work. Any more coolers put in? Anything else like that?
So the car has been, and you'll see today, it's been very robust. That car will drive all day long.
All right, wonderful. And I noticed that these both don't have, I mean, you could get the stripes still.
Yeah.
But is that something more aesthetically that they're, because I saw the GT500, the green one doesn't have stripes. Is that?
No.
Because, when I think Shelby, the stripes are always there. So I'm seeing this kind of like.
Coincidence that the two cars in here
okay.
have stripes.
It looks gorgeous either way.
It does. I think that's a preference thing, right? To your point, though, it's very much a trademark of the show.
Sure. But it makes it look like very exotic too. Like, what is that coming? Because that spoiler in the back, besides being functional, is also really attractive. Like, I wouldn't put that on my 18 GT. I'm probably not gonna track it, but it looks cool. Listen, us Mustang guys, we'll Frankenstein all the cars. I'll tell you.
We talk about customization, and Jim talk all day long, but we want to do that. Right? We want to make it customizable to you as you buy the car.
Sure.
From the dealer, give you a lot of options, and then as you grow into the car, that's something we're trying to embrace. As you buy the car, you say you may not track it, but maybe in a year you go out, you get the bug, you love it.
Yeah, sure.
And now you start to evolve, and you're like, oh, maybe I should get these wheels, I'll get some brakes, I'll get some aero elements, and this and that. Next thing you know, we're starting to evolve you and giving you the bug, and I want to go out there and race every weekend.
Any interior upgrades?
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Okay.
I think, to keep a car fresh, we like kind of move in. So this
Okay.
is the Recaro, right? So we have the new Miko suede on the doors
wow, okay.
and in the center console. We've wrapped the instrument panel now.
Is it digital dash or no?
No, not in this car.
Okay, all right.
And we've also wrapped the center console, so you can see it's a kind of a wrap. So we're just trying to
Okay.
elevate, you know, the interior craftsmanship of the car. There's an optional carbon fiber package. This car does not have it. If you look out there, the black car does. I know, definitely.
The blue one outside does.
And then we have now the B&O 12-speaker audio system.
You'll be funny. You'll laugh at this, but everybody I talk to always says, "Did they put a digital dash in the new GT350 yet?" Because I'd buy that in a heartbeat. Now, you know, I mean, all the work you guys have done, aero, suspension, you know, brake, all that good stuff. People are like, "Does it have a digital dash?" Can you get a 19350 with the 18 digital dash?
No.
Okay. That answers that question. But it makes me happy because I'm a GT guy, so I can say, hey, I got a digital dash, you don't, even though they can kill me on the track. So, but I guess it's more the aesthetic, the analog of being on the track. But you can get a GT500 is going to have the digital dash.
GT500 will have the digital dash, as well as the Bullet for 19 for 20. That does change with the programmable modes.
Sure.
So when you change the modes, it changes the setup for it. But this is more the iconic deep cone. You look at your RPMs more centered for being on track.
Now, one of the things that I observed when I met you in New York when we talked about the EcoBoost was that the upgraded EcoBoost was kind of like a fun thing. From the guys took it and whatever, things like that. This seems to be like a baby that was born from GT500 work.
I think so. I think as we evolve the portfolio, I mean, you look outside there today, right?
Sure.
Should be a Mustang for everyone.
Exactly.
Right? And how you start to segment everything, and Jim, we talk about the segmentation, but we felt like this car probably needed to move a little bit up in performance, and we've learned so much in the development of the GT500. It's like no car we've done before, right? It's an amazing product. It's like, oh, what? And we're all about transfer of knowledge, right? What can we take from performance products and show other
GT4 car from the race.
Right,
sure.
Race cars, working with the motorsports teams, working with professional drivers, you're like, oh, well, we can try this. So the ABS software really was driven out of just pushing the car to its greatest limit and driving with those professional drivers and just kind of evolving the car from a performance perspective.
Last question, any upgrade in horsepower?
There is no.
Okay.
We love our Flame Crank V8.
Sure.
We love our exhaust
526 is a lot. I'm not even.
We love the exhaust.
I know, that's a lot.
And we're trying to catch up with the chassis, right? I mean, we feel like it's a well-balanced car. It does everything most people need. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and hopefully, when you
we're gonna get a chance to drive this.
I want to see it flying down the straightaway.
I mean, I'm probably gonna break some records here, but it's okay.
That's what we're gonna. Every day we're looking for a new lap record. As long as
it's all
here,
good.
we're happy.
You'll see me at Le Mans next year. So no, this is awesome. Yeah. I drove here from New Jersey 9 hours, and
there you go.
Yeah, it was a good drive. But it was funny because I had a one-piece drive shaft put in because we go drag racing.
Yeah.
I had to take that out because I had way too much NVH. And the funny story is, my mechanic who was putting back the stock drive shaft, we had to go to like a Ford dealer we're missing like one bolt. So I was waiting for this bolt to get my stock drive shaft put in. So that's what's cool about these cars. They're set up already.
Yeah.
Like, you know, us guys who do performance stuff, take things off, this car you can take it on a road trip and to the track at the same time.
It's a very easy car to drive.
Yeah.
It's a rewarding car to rev. Or if you need to drive it, you can drive it every day.
All right. Beautiful. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. I hope you get out there and...
yeah, I'm excited.
I'll get the stopwatch out.
Yeah, listen.
We'll look for the lap records.
Get ready, because the Staying Mode channel is going to be now the race mode channel for Ford. You'll see me on there, but no, I appreciate the time and attention to detail. Because honestly, the 350 when it came out in 2016, and it changed the game. Like, everyone just loved this car. And a lot of people don't understand still. They're like, well, you have to rev out the power. It's because it's made for the racetrack, not the street. And I try to explain that to people all the time, but, you know, that's how it goes. Thanks so much, gentlemen.
t-shirts for the summer for the fam. Make sure to get yours. Support Stang Mode. You know already, it never ends.